Why is orbital pollution a serious environmental issue in space? Imagine a sky filled not just with stars and planets but with tiny pieces of broken satellites and rocket parts whirling around Earth. This is what we call orbital pollution or space debris. It might sound like a minor problem, but it's actually a big deal for space and Earth alike. Every year, thousands of pieces of space junk are added to this clutter. These include old satellites, spent rocket stages, and fragments from collisions. When these objects collide, they break into even smaller pieces, creating a chain reaction called the Kessler Syndrome. This makes certain areas in space, especially low Earth orbit, dangerous and hard to use for new satellites or space missions. Active satellites and crewed spacecraft like the International Space Station are at risk from high-speed debris. Even tiny fragments can cause serious damage because they travel so fast. This puts astronauts, safety, and the satellite systems that help us with weather forecasts, navigation, and communication in danger. When debris re-enters Earth's atmosphere, most of it burns up, but some survive and land on the ground. These fragments can cause property damage or injuries, adding to the environmental concerns. The growing amount of debris also reduces the space available for new satellites. As the debris increases, it becomes harder to find safe zones for launching or operating spacecraft. The upper atmosphere is slowly contracting because of climate change, which means debris stays in orbit longer. This makes space more crowded and increases the risk of collisions. Experts say that by the year 2100, the usable space for satellites could shrink by up to 2/3. Space debris also affects Earth's environment indirectly. When debris burns up in the atmosphere, it releases chemicals that can harm the ozone layer and pollute the air. Some debris, like metal fragments, can survive re-entry and land on Earth, causing damage and sometimes even injuries. This adds to the importance of managing space debris carefully. To keep space safe and sustainable, scientists and engineers are working on ways to reduce debris. This includes designing satellites to burn up after their missions end, improving tracking systems to avoid collisions, and developing technology to remove existing debris. International cooperation is key to creating rules and guidelines that prevent new debris from being created. If we don't act now, the clutter in space could make it impossible to use for future scientific research, communication, or even for protecting our planet. Understanding and fixing orbital pollution is essential for keeping space a safe place for all the technology that helps us every day. It's about protecting the environment, ensuring safety, and making sure space remains a resource for generations to come.